Saturday marks 25 years since the deadly mass shooting at Columbine High School in Littleton, Colorado. On April 20th, 1999, two students opened fire, killing 13 people and injuring 21 others in a shocking display of violence. Now, unfortunately, those stories are all too common. The Gun Violence Archive says that there have been 118 mass shootings so far this year, and we're in April. And the Sandy Hook Promise reports more than 338,000 students in the U.S. have experienced gun violence at school since Columbine. David Hogg is one who has experienced this firsthand. He survived the 2018 Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School shooting in Parkland, Florida, where 17 people were killed. He's the co-founder and board member of March for Our Lives, an organization that supports gun control legislation. David, welcome back to the show. So I want to just start off by saying Columbine for me was this huge influence in my life and in the lives of so many of us, especially those of us who were students at the time. But you really never knew life before Columbine. You were born a year later, and yet your life was upended by a school shooting that was all too similar. Do you think an opportunity was missed by our country to try to change policies that could have prevented the tragedy you experienced?
Absolutely. I think that there's so many times that if we had an effective government, if we had effective politicians, if we had effective leaders, that Columbine would have been the last school shooting in American history, and it could have been. But unfortunately, because of the corruption of the NRA and our special interests, our political system has been co-opted, and the consequence is deadly.
You have made your life's mission fighting for gun control measures. Talk to us about, when you look at the legacy of Columbine, what has changed?
Well, I mean, we've been able to pass gun laws around the country, in state legislatures especially, where we've seen the most action, even in places like Florida that were entirely controlled at the time following the shooting at my high school by a Republican state legislature. We were able to raise the age to buy guns to 21, and we were able to change gun laws there and pass a red flag law. And just recently, after Uvalde, we saw the first passage of a gun law in 30 years that closed the boyfriend loophole that enabled the Columbine shooters to be armed in the first place. That should have happened decades ago, and I'm glad that it's now happened, but we still have so much more work that we have to do.
David, as you're listing the ways in which you and others who were really moved to make changes after surviving the Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School shooting, do you feel like these changes, and you've been successful a lot on the state and local level, but do you feel like on par they have been sufficient given what you're up against?
Certainly not. We still are making more progress than we ever have, but it's not anywhere near enough given the staggering amount of gun violence that we are seeing in this country. Even though the numbers that you just talked about in terms of how many school shootings there are, how many children have been impacted by this, and their teachers too, we have seen since the passage of the Safer Communities Act in many major cities around the United States, double-digit declines in the gun homicide rate. And is that perfect? Is that ending all gun violence? Certainly not, but that's still progress. And we can't stop until no person has to fear gun violence in their communities. But we have to also acknowledge there is a small amount of progress that is being made here.
And David, when we last spoke, you and I were discussing your efforts to get people elected. Talk to us about how that's going.
It's going great. Just recently in Virginia, my organization, I work with March for Our Lives to put the pressure on politicians on the outside, on both sides of the political aisle, to make sure they're acting on gun violence prevention. And then I also have an organization called Leaders We Deserve that helps to elect great young people from the school shooting generation to bring them into state and congressional office. And just recently, we had our first win in Virginia with Nadarius Clark, where he helped secure a one-seat majority in the state legislature, where he was able, in committee, because of that win, he was able to stop a bill that was aimed at arming teachers because of that one-seat majority that he secured, and he's the youngest person in the Virginia state legislature at the moment. So, look, there is progress being made. Is it as much as I would like to see? Certainly not. I don't feel like we are fully succeeding as much as I wish we were, but we are making progress. We are seeing the most pro-gun violence prevention president in American history, and we just had the first member of March for Our Lives, Maxwell Frost, elected to Congress in 2022.
All right, David Hogg, thanks for joining us as we remember 25 years since Columbine.
Thank you.